The work of cancer campaigners Dame Deborah James, Rachael and Lauren Mahon has been honored at the British Podcast Awards after their offering, You, Me and the Big C, scooped the Podcast Champion Award. Dame Deborah, Rachael and Lauren started the podcast in 2018 with the trio, who were all former or current cancer patients, candidly discussing life with, treatment of and other topics relating to cancer. Racheal died in September that year at the age of 40, 2 years after being diagnosed with breast cancer, while Dame Deborah died late last month after receiving end-of-life care for bowel cancer, with the only surviving original host Lauren paying an expletive-laden tribute to Dame Deborah at the event. The impact of the honest and inspiring podcast, and the work of its presenters and behind-the-scenes team, was acknowledged at the British Podcast Awards at London's Kennington Park on Saturday. Lauren said, "Me and Deb had a little joke when Rachael died that I couldn't just do the podcast by myself because I couldn't call it Me and the Big C. The podcast is our happy place. It's a bit surreal to be standing here without both my girls. We knew this was a risk, that some of us would die when we started it, but we wanted to continue to champion it. There is more work to be done. I don't know what it looks like, but the podcast has always been a service. Last time we won at these awards, we dedicated the award to Rachael. I'm so proud to say that this is for Dame Deborah fucking James." The ceremony was hosted comedians Ellis James and John Robbins, with many notable names in the world of podcasting, including Pandora Sykes, Jamie Lying, and Sophie Habu, Sabrina Elba, and John Sopel, presenting the awards. Also at the awards, Coiled, a podcast that explores black afro hair, won Moment of the Year, with host and producer Leanne Alley and assistant producer Sylvie Carlos collecting the award. Deco took home both the Smartest Podcast and Best Entertainment Podcast awards. The show delves into the world of UK rap music, analysing the lyrics, beats, and social context of some of the most popular rap albums. Dear Daughter was awarded Best Family Podcast, as well as the prestigious Podcast of the Year award, which was previously won by Vint Documentaries in 2021, Brown Girls Do It Too in 2020 and George the Poet in 2019. Jamie Morton and James Cooper, of critically acclaimed podcast My Dad Wrote a Porno, presented the Rising Star Award to Kirk Flash, whose comedy podcast This Is Gay examines the darker side of modern gay life. The Spotlight Award, which recognizes a podcast reaching the masses and was presented by TV doctor Dr. Sant Van Tulleken, was awarded to British Scandal, in which hosts Alice Levine and Matt Ford tell the stories of the murkier side of the British elite, from phone hacking to the Profumo affair. James the Caster's Perfect Sounds scooped the award for Best Arts and Culture Podcast, while the Best Sex and Relationships Podcast was presented to Assume Nothing, Rape Trial by previous winner Poppy J of Brown Girls Do It Too. Assume Nothing, Rape Trial is narrated by Irish-Canadian actress Amy Beth McNulty, best known for starring in Netflix drama series Anne with an E and Stranger Things, and explores a court case which caused Northern Ireland to find itself at the forefront of radical reform in the way rape trials are heard. The Listener's Choice Award, which is the only award voted for by the public, went to Red Handed, a true crime podcast hosted by Hannah McGuire and Saruthi Bala, which has won the award once previously. Other winners included Stories of Our Times for Best Interview Podcast, Money Talks for the Best Business Podcast, and F and Hormones for the Best Wellbeing Podcast.